It is day 28. Hopefully you can hear me because boy is it windy. It's going to be like this all day from what we understand. We just left the town of Gold Beach. It's what, 9:15 or so. We stopped for breakfast. And we've got about 15 miles to do to camp in the dunes tonight, from what we understand. It's not an official campsite that we know of. It's just a spot that some other hikers said that they have found. So we're hoping that the wind dies down as it's supposed to later tonight, and hoping that there's some protection from the wind when we get there. Including today, we're on our last 3 days of this trail. Unfortunately, today and tomorrow, a total of about 35 miles, there's really no water to be found. Which, I mean, yes, there's tons of water right next to us that we're walking next to, but that's not water we can drink, obviously. Again, because we are told that a lot of the water along this trail, the creeks and streams and stuff, it's not really good to drink a lot of it if you can avoid it, because you know you're kind of at the end of the source here. So anything that's washing down from the hills and the roads and all that stuff is in that water. So we've avoided it so far, but today and tomorrow at some point we're going to have to collect and drink it. So try to find a good source for that. This little guy was just laying here on the beach. Yeah, hopefully he's just sunning himself and he's all right. Right there we have Cape Sebastian. We are just about to leave the beach and go up there into the hills. Looks like we got about 600 feet of climbing or so, something like that. We are headed up the trail to Cape Sebastian, and we apparently came across the mole hole. Somebody's little creation here. That's interesting, at the bottom of this tree. Actually, the tree isn't pretty impressive in itself. It's a very large tree. Pretty awesome. Coming down from Cape Sebastian, just looking up down at the southern coastline there. We will be getting down to the beach here shortly. So some nice views here right along the coast. All right, this is where Far Out tells us that the trail descends precipitously. And they're right. It is right here where we're standing is not so bad, where I'm standing. Right there where Joe is going now, it tends to drop off. So they have this nice rope here for us to hold on to rappel, essentially, down to the bottom. So it's not really far necessarily, but with all that extra weight on your back, it kind of throws your balance off. And woohoo! down. All right, and now we're back out on the beach. We've got probably 6 miles to go, maybe just under, to get to where we're camping tonight. Got some decent amount of beach walk to go in there, a couple of miles of beach. And right out there, that is called Hunter's Rock, which is now a national wildlife refuge. And here we have Cave Rock. Out there, you can see it right through. See the water washing through. And right up here we have Sorting Hat Rock. So we've been watching these kite surfers out here for the last half hour or so as we're walking up the beach. I'm not sure I'd want to be doing that in this crazy wind today, but it's fun to watch. Right, this is called Saddle Rock. Doesn't really look like a saddle from here, but we are headed right up here somewhere to go find our campsite for the night. All right, we are leaving the beach. This is Sand Creek. I know you can barely see it because there's really not much to it, but a little bit of water running out. We just collected right on in the bottom of those grasses there. That is our water for tonight and a good portion of tomorrow. There is no water, potable water. We have to try to find something to filter in the next for all day tomorrow. So now we're trying to figure out where this trail goes. It's a little messy here. We got just about a half a mile to go to where the comments say that there's a tent site. We're really hoping that there's some wind protection there. All right, this is the wrap up for day 28.
Yes.
28. We did just under 15 miles today. It really wasn't a bad day at all, except for the wind. That was really what, I wouldn't say make it miserable, but it just made it, what, challenging?
It pushed us though.
It did. It was, yes. So
it was
yeah,
a tailwind.
it was a tailwind.
So at least that
Yeah.
was, it wasn't blowing in our faces, and we weren't
Yeah.
fighting against it the entire
Yes.
15 miles.
We've had one or two, maybe 2 days like that, where it was in our faces. Otherwise, the last couple of days at least, yeah, it's been behind us, which has been
Yeah,
fantastic.
it was like 25 mile per hour
Yeah,
winds.
it was crazy.
Sustained. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't just gusting. It was just, that was it
Yeah.
all the time.
All the
Unless
time.
we were in the woods.
Yes,
That section, obviously, there wasn't wind. But
right.
on the beach,
Yeah, it was just,
was good.
man. And yeah, if you had to, a couple of times well, at least I tried to find some harder packed sand to walk on. So I went kind of up away from the wet sand because that was kind of squishy. And as soon as you got off of that wet sand, the wind was just I mean, it was sandblasting the back of your legs.
It was like
It was like-
acupuncture and massage at the same
I
time.
don't know about massage, but okay. It hurt. So
It was a nice hurt though.
okay, well, I didn't. It was not a nice
more
hurt for me.
delicate.
Yeah. Yes, I'm more delicate. Yeah, remember glissading on the PCT?
Oh yeah.
I guess yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was fun.
No, it wasn't. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we did a good amount of beach walking today. Yeah, we did get up Sebastian Point, I
Yes.
believe it was called. So that was nice. You know, get up into the woods a little bit. Got a little of some views up there. It wasn't overly viewy. there weren't too many views up there.
There weren't.
But again, it was kind of nice to get off the beach for a while and do something different.
Yeah.
Stretch some different muscles for a
Yes.
little while.
Yeah, the nice incline up was a nice calf stretch
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, we got up a little over 700 feet by my watch today, so that was
Yeah,
kind
we're
of
close to 2,000
Yeah.
feet of elevation gain for the day.
right.
So,
Yeah, so it was a good day.
yeah.
Ended on the beach for a couple of miles. There's a potential that we were going to have to go back up on 101 to avoid the Pistol River, but that didn't happen. We saw some other comments. Fortunately, the river never came out to the ocean at all.
Curves around.
Yeah, so that
Stays
was
inland.
yeah, that actually worked out. We just
So the
were able to
sandbar.
stay on the beach or on the sandbar. So that was nice. And we did see some nice rocks today too, like kind of that section right
The rock
after.
formations and
yeah.
stuff. Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, after we came down from the Sebastian.
Yeah, it wasn't just a straight out flat
Yeah,
walk
right.
on beach. Yeah,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
some interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm. The rope descent.
Oh, the rope descent.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was. I mean, it wasn't bad at all.
No, we've had worse in the whites. Much worse in the whites.
In the White Mountains, yeah.
Using
on the
trees to kind of
Right.
ease
Yes,
ourselves down.
The bouldering and all that
Yeah.
stuff, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it really was only, like someone said, like maybe 30 feet or something like that of descent. But really, it was only like the last 10 to 15 feet that were, I'll say, sketchy. You really just had to use the rope to kind of rappel yourself down.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't bad at all. So I wouldn't be scared of that. Anybody coming through, I wouldn't worry about
No.
that. It would be hard going up because you'd have to pull yourself and your pack up.
True.
So going northbound, that would be a little more difficult.
That's true.
But anyway, and then we got off the beach. We got down here to the end, and we really weren't sure where we were going to camp. We saw some comments from our German friends that we passed weeks ago now, Eminem and Splinter. They had made a comment that there was a campsite up here along this trail from the dunes up to 101, and we're not really sure if we found it, but we found a site, and it's a lovely site.
Yeah, it's kind of close to the trail, but I don't think it's a heavily used trail, so we're not too concerned. And it's Wednesday, so
Right. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have any issues. We had 2 kids come by that were just out for the afternoon, I guess, and they came by. But other than that, I think it's going to be a quiet night here. So, but yeah, it's forested. The wind is, I'm sure, still howling down on the beach, but up here, it's really not bad. It's a little chilly.
yeah,
There's
a nice breeze blowing. That's about it.
Yeah. And we can see the trees moving up above us, but
Yeah.
but that's about all there is here. So that's nice. It's supposed to die down sometime overnight, and we
So
should have a
tomorrow
nice day
should be-
tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah.
hopefully.
All right. So tomorrow,
Oh, you forgot one more thing about today.
what did I forget about today?
The seal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I did forget about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you had stopped to pick up a rock or something. I'm not sure what you were doing. Kind
Probably.
of lagging behind me, and
This is the only trail where you actually add weight to your pack as you hike along.
I did want to say
Because
that.
no
yeah.
other trail are you picking up rocks or
Right.
shells or anything else and
Right.
putting them into your pack or a pocket.
Yeah.
But here, Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, you're
I
voluntarily adding
like
weight
20 rocks right
Yeah.
now.
And I've got 2 chunks of driftwood and some rocks. But yeah, that's right. So we were separated a little bit, and I was walking ahead, and I came up. I saw this thing, and here on these beaches, there are rocks sometimes in the sand. And at first, from a distance, I thought it was just a rock, a light-colored rock. But then as I got closer, I realized that looks too soft to be a rock. And I got up to it, and I realized it was a seal that had its back to me, and it was laying on the beach. And it was kind of curled up a little bit at that point.
We've seen other dead seals,
Yeah.
unfortunately, on the beach since the beginning.
Right.
So
and at that
I was
point
like,
then,
oh, not another one.
yeah,
please.
I assumed
sad.
that it was a dead one.
Yeah.
And it was somewhat small. But then I saw it kind of move a little bit. And I was like taken aback a little bit, and then I noticed it breathing, and I was like, oh no, it is.
You said to me, because I'm like, is it dead? And you're like, not yet. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
I thought it was dying.
Yeah.
Which was
I'm
really
like,
unfortunate.
That's worse.
Yeah, because I mean,
What do you
I
do?
was like, what do you do? And not that you can really do anything, unfortunately, at that point. So, but as I kind of turned and was yelling back through the howling wind, it's not dead. It sat up and just looked around, and it never left. I was standing, 4 or 5 feet from it.
We were both there.
We were pretty close at that point.
The poor thing, we woke it up from its nap.
I think it was sunning.
Because it looked at us and was like bleary-eyed.
Yeah. I think it was just cold and came out and laying in the sun, and yeah, woke it up from its nap, and it was just kind of sitting there looking around and everything, and it didn't really seem to care about us much. So hopefully it is okay. But yeah, we were standing relatively close to it at that point, and it just kind of was like, okay, hi, I'm not going anywhere, and we just moved on. You're right. I forgot about that. That was actually kind of nice, because we got a really good, nice, close-up view of it. So it was cute. So anyway, tomorrow we have 20 and a half miles to the town of Brookings, which is the last town before we finish this up.
This is the last night in the tent on the OCT.
Tonight is the last tent. Yeah.
Camping.
Tent night. Yep. On the OCT. So yeah, we have a long day tomorrow. It kind of bounces on and off the Route 101. We will have a longer stretch first thing in the morning, but about 3.5 miles, I think. But other than that, we should be kind of, I'm guessing, kind of in the woods a little bit off the road.
We're in the woods on the beach, but I think it's mostly woods tomorrow. It seems to be that way.
Right.
Like it's elevated.
And there should be some good stuff to see tomorrow as well.
There should be a lot to see tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're going to be up and out somewhat early. Now that we have to road walk first thing, that might be a concern. Just to how early we get out, if it's too dark and we don't want to get hit by a car or anything. So anyway, that's the plan for tomorrow. We get into Brookings, and then the next day we wrap it up. So, all right. Anything else for today? Did I miss anything else? I don't think so. Okay, so that's day 28. All right, I will take you on a little tour of our campsite. Have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Night. And here is our lovely campsite for the night. We are just mere feet from the trail. It is right here, and that's our little site. There really is very little camping between Gold Beach and the southern terminus, which is 40-ish miles. There's no water between Gold Beach and Brookings, and almost no camping. So we found this little spot right next to the trail. Hopefully, we're not illegal or anything, but it's a nice flat space. I'm sure others have camped here. I don't think that we are, on pristine ground here by any means. So that's us for the night. It's just us, the trees, and a nice flat spot. All right, have a good night, everyone.